Many students, while doing a thesis or dissertation and starting Chapter 2, don't know exactly what a literature review is or what to include. A literature review is a structured analysis of current research related to your topic. It shows what is known, what is debated, and where gaps exist. In a literature review, you should 1. Define key concepts. Start by listing all the important words, ideas, theories, or models that are central to your research. Explain clearly what each term means according to different researchers. Show if different studies define the same concept in different ways. This helps readers understand exactly what you are studying and avoids confusion. For example, if your topic is stress, explain how some researchers define it as a psychological response, while others see it as a physiological condition. 2. Organize research. Decide how to arrange the studies you include. You can organize by themes, group similar ideas together, by methods, group studies using surveys, experiments, or interviews, or chronologically, show how research has developed over time. Grouping studies this way helps readers see patterns, trends, or how knowledge has evolved. It also makes your review easier to follow rather than listing studies one by one randomly. 3. Identify gaps and trends. Look carefully at all the studies and notice what is missing or not studied enough. Point out areas that need more research, new ideas that are appearing, or inconsistencies in findings. Also, note if certain groups of people, regions, or situations are missing from previous studies. This shows why your research is important and where it fits in the bigger picture. A common rule in literature review writing is following the 5 C's. 1. Citing. Give a reference for every idea, theory, or result you mention. Use the same citation style, APA, MLA, Chicago, etc., throughout. Include important older studies everyone knows and also recent research to show current trends. This shows readers that you know the topic and gives credit to the original authors. For example, if you talk about a popular model of customer behavior, cite the study that first introduced it and also newer studies that tested or updated it. Always mention the source of statistics, theories, and examples. 2. Comparing. Look for what studies have in common. See if they used similar methods, looked at similar types of organizations, or found the same results. Point out these similarities clearly. Comparing helps readers see patterns and understand what most research agrees on. For example, several studies might show that higher employee engagement increases productivity. You can compare the methods, like surveys or interviews, and the types of organizations to show the pattern. 3. Contrasting. Look for differences or conflicts between studies. This could be differences in results, methods, or conclusions. Explain why these differences might exist, such as differences in company size, location, or research approach. Contrasting shows you understand the complexity of the topic. For example, one study might show flexible work hours improve employee satisfaction, while another finds no effect in factory settings. Discuss reasons for these differences, like industry type or study design. 4. Critiquing. Check how strong and reliable each study is. Look at the study design, sample size, how data was collected, and how it was analyzed. Point out any limitations, weaknesses, or possible biases. Critiquing shows you are thinking critically, not just describing studies. For example, a study using only a small team in one company might not apply to larger organizations, or surveys based on self-reports might be biased. Include these points so readers know how trustworthy the findings are. 5. Connecting. Show how the studies relate to your own research. Explain how previous research supports your topic, fills gaps, or shows where more work is needed. Connecting shows why your study is important and how it fits into the bigger picture. For example, if past research looked at employee engagement mostly in offices but not in remote teams, you can explain that your study will explore this gap and add new insights. Make it clear how each study links to your research question. First, it is important that you arrange headings for your literature review. You can use a prompt on ChatGPT such as, create 5 headings, and under each heading create 3 subheadings. Then put your title. Mine is Impact of Remote Work on Employee Productivity. You must include the theory you are going to use for your thesis. You can see the above video to understand the theoretical framework. Here, the theory is Herzberg's two-factor theory. Click Send. After that, you can see that I get an organized table of contents for the literature review, such as an introduction section, the concept of remote work, where I can introduce concepts and terms. Another heading is Herzberg's two-factor theory and remote work, where I can explain how my chosen theoretical framework is related to my thesis topic. In the end, the last section is gaps and future research directions. This gap will be the basis for my thesis methodology. On the basis of this gap, I will create the research methodology and future research. You should know that one of the purposes of a literature review is to analyze previous studies and find gaps, so that we can claim that because previous studies missed this specific point, it is a gap. That is why I am taking this study to fulfill this gap. My first heading is about remote work evolution, so first I will collect articles on it. Just use this prompt, give 3 Google Scholar articles on it after 2020, open access, remote work evolution. ChatGPT gave me 3 articles that I asked for, but if you need more, you can also ask for more, such as 7 articles. Then click on the link and open each article one by one. For now, I am opening the 4 articles. You can see that every article has written open access, which means we can access the full text. Now, it is important that while writing a thesis, we should have a separate reference organizer so we can cite while writing and also save each reference. For this, I always use MyBib. You can save unlimited references for your thesis here. Just go to the article that you want to cite, then copy the article DOI and paste it here. MyBib will create the reference for you. Sometimes you may face an issue where it does not mention the author's name. In that case, go back to the article, copy the author's full name, and then manually put the first name and second name. You may face these issues rarely. Otherwise, this tool works great. Now, I have pasted all 4 references. Now use this prompt on ChatGPT. Such as, write lengthy paragraphs and use citations. Write a literature review. The heading name is Remote Work Evolution, and focus on comparison and contrast, then put citations for each article and place the methodology and results section under the prompt. Go to MyBib first, copy the citation, and paste it here. Then go to the article of that citation. I am copying the introduction from here because it talks about the remote work concept. After that, copy the methodology and results section and paste these sections under the citations. Then repeat this process for the remaining articles. I will paste 4 articles. For each article, I will first copy the citation and paste it in ChatGPT. And then copy the methodology and discussion sections. You can use either the results or discussion section, but mostly I prefer the discussion section. Now I have pasted all 4 articles. Oops, that is bad. ChatGPT says that this is very long text, so I will remove the last article. I have pasted 4 articles, so I will remove only the last article and then click Send again. Now everything is good. ChatGPT is creating detailed literature according to my instructions. You can see that it does not summarize the studies. It focuses on comparison and contrast, such as Amegbi et al., 2023, and Al et al., 2024. Both operationalize remote work as technology-enabled work conducted outside the traditional office. It also compares research designs, such as Amegbi et al., 2023, who adopt a comparative cross-national design, and in contrast, Al et al., 2024, who examine a single-country context. Citations are also given as I asked in the instructions. These are the same citations that we saved in MyBib. See the above video on how to use this tool for your thesis. I do not want to make this video long, so now you can repeat this process with the other headings. Because we cannot paste 4 articles together, we need to do it again and again with different articles. However, do not always do comparison and contrast for the other headings. You can edit the prompt and write, for example, focus on critiquing, check how strong and reliable each study is, and connecting, show how the studies relate to your own research. On my channel, I have already uploaded several videos, such as how to synthesize a literature review and how to write a literature review with DeepSeek.